Hi, we're the Wiseman and Frank from B103. Saturday night, November 1st. Jay Black's coming to Capital One Bank Theater at Westbury, Frank.
A very special night for The Voice. We've had Jay Black in our lives, all our lives, and this is a special night for Jay, and we want to make sure you join us at the Capital One Bank Theater at Westbury. You can get tickets, by the way, at livenation.com or at the Westbury box office. Jay's our special guest here today at B103. Jay, welcome back. What's the matter? You never saw a couple of pumpkin heads before?
No,
Well, let's
think
ask
you guys
him.
are very cute. It's actually November 1st, that night at midnight, I'll be 70 years old. And I know what you're thinking. Why is he still singing? Why is he breathing? But the day after Halloween. And as long as you guys don't knock on my door, you scare the hell out of me.
Now, we wouldn't fear you if we show up on stage at Westbury with these pumpkin heads, would we?
No, in fact, I would love to see the audience reaction as they start throwing things at me.
I have a feeling we would get past security. Jay, let's ask the question. We know the answer, but let's ask the question for folks watching this at B103.com. You're still performing at 70. You still have your voice. People love your humor. Do you ever get any feeling that you maybe want to just relax?
No, I love it. I don't work that often, Westbury is just a special place. It's my home away from home.
You hold the record at Westbury for sellouts,
Yeah,
do you know?
I sold 45 shows.
Really incredible. And that's accounting for some very popular acts over the years that played Westbury probably more often than you did, but without the number of sellouts.
Well, I'm a
that you have.
humble guy. I'm not going to tell you it's because I sing great or because I'm funny. I'm going to say because I probably owe everyone Long Island money and they come to collect.
But you know what? Long Island loves you. And they come out, and they come to see the show, and then everybody goes to the diner, right?
That's right. It's really true. Everyone goes to the diner afterward. You
Now-
just dropped your hat.
I lost my pumpkin head.
Uh-oh. Now, Jay, we've seen you there many times at Westbury, as many of the B103 listeners have. But this is something special. This is your 70th birthday.
Right.
What are you going to do special for the B103 audience?
Well, I
that
wrote
night?
a song for my band to sing, Ding dong, he's almost dead, we couldn't get him out of bed. Ding dong, the jerk is almost dead. I went to Liza Minnelli's dressing room. I had to introduce Christopher Cross of Brooklyn. The borough president asked me to come there and do it, and I went, and I told that to Liza that I was going to do that. And she goes, "Oh, Jay, please." She was so serious. So I said, "I was kidding, Liza." She goes, "No, I know you. You're crazy." So she's been at one of my shows. Were you at the show that Liza showed up?
Yes, we were, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think we missed one yet. People love you. They come back over and over again. Are you going to change your set list for that night? Are you going to add or
No,
subtract
at
anything?
my age, I'm lucky I remember the old one. I mean, dementia's starting to set in.
You start the show usually with Pretty Woman
Well,
as a
that's
tribute to Roy
as a
Orbison.
tribute to my old friend Roy. The morning I got the phone call that he died, I called the guys. I said, I want to open with an Orbison song every night. And I've been doing it consistently.
Now, what special things that you can tell us? You want to keep some surprises, I know. But what special things could we look forward to on November 1st at the Capitol
Well,
Theater?
we got great opening act, which I will not mention to you who it is. Usually we open with a comic, and we're going to have some people in the audience. I wouldn't tell you anyway because I've had people not show up on me.
Uh-huh. Well,
the
sometimes
last
people's
minute.
schedules change.
But I promise it won't be what it was for my 45th anniversary, where I had a lawyer open up and sing for me.
We remember that night. That
Oh,
was
my
Black
God.
Friday, yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, listen. You do what you have to do in life, Same basic set. You got to do all your hits. Are you going to do Let's Lock the Door? Because I asked you to do Let's Lock the Door one year and you did it, and then you took
Frank,
me to task for that.
if you want me to do Let's Lock the Door, I'll do it. You guys keep me alive on this station.
Now, you've had a lot of great nights on the stage, but you opened for the Beatles in Washington, D.C. Can you tell us what that experience was like?
It had to be the worst experience of my life in the beginning. They didn't tell anybody that there was an opening act. And people were screaming, and they had signs, and "We love you, Ringo, we love." And all of a sudden they said, "It's Jay and the Americans," and they started booing. And used a four-letter word and said, in 1964, no one ever said those words. Shut the blank up. And they got very still. And I said, well, I could either be nasty or win them over. So I said, what a great crowd. How'd you know I was going to be here? And a few people laughed. And I said, look, I'm only here because these guys have to get dressed, and I didn't want you to sit here by yourself. And then I started singing. I did 3 songs. I only had 1 hit. And I got a standing ovation. And the best part of that was Bill Medley, the poor guy, had to go on afterwards. The Righteous Brothers go on their throwing thing. And Medley's yelling, Jay, Jay, with his "You Lost That Loving Feeling" voice. And I was yelling, not me, white man, I'm staying out of there.
That'd be a special moment. When you recorded these songs, you had no way of knowing, really. I mean, once you started having hits, you kind of know that the next song is probably going to do well.
I think I'm responsible. I rewrote Cara Mia. It was originally written by Mantovani, and it was recorded in 1954 by a guy named David Whitfield with 50 violins and everything, and I turned it into a rock and roll song. I actually rewrote it. I didn't get writing credit, and I fought them. In 1962, 63, and 64, they wouldn't record it. They said, what are you, crazy? Who are you? Mario Lanza, Alan Jones. They were coming up with these names. And then I did a show called Hullabaloo. I don't know if you remember it.
I do.
Yeah.
And Sammy Davis and I became very close. And he had walked out. And I said, where you going, Sam? He said, I'm doing the Tonight Show. I'm subbing for Johnny Carson. I said, get me on the show. And I said it for a joke. Meanwhile, he got me on the show. So I decided, I gave Severinsen or Skitch Henderson. I don't remember. I gave them the music to Cara Mia. The next day, 10,000 letters came in. And I wound up convincing them. I did it in 1 take. The song you play was done in 1 take.
Incredible.
Because they didn't think it was ever going to be anything. It was a B-side, and the entire country turned it over.
Now, Jay, we've seen you many times at Westbury. Many of our B103 listeners have as well. What's the most memorable night for you at Westbury? You've had a lot of different people in the audience over the years.
Well, Liza Minnelli, Danny Aiello, and the night I went to some trial. It was an organized crime trial. Got tremendous publicity. And all of a sudden somebody came up to the stage with a note that there was a bomb. And you don't use the word bomb, and I didn't know how to handle it. So I gave it to my bodyguard, who was a complete moron at the time. He's a retired NYPD cop. And he goes, oh, the Nassau cop said there's a bomb. He said bomb so loud. But most of the people just did not move. So when I saw that they were reacting, we knew it was a hoax. I said, no, they missed it. It really said the show was a bomb. But that was a memorable thing, and then I saw it on the news, of course. And they came up with these stupid stories that so-and-so was in the audience, and this person,
One more question, Jay. When did you start incorporating humor into your onstage performance?
From day one. From day one. I was always felt that I was funnier than able to sing. That was always a natural thing. And now I have the theory, if you haven't had a hit in 30, 40 years, you better be funny.
Despite Jay Black's wishes, I guess we're going to show up the night after Halloween, Frank, and bring him on at his big 70th birthday bash at Westbury.
We want you to join us. You can get tickets at livenation.com or at the Westbury box office. Come celebrate a very special night with a very special performer who's very near and dear to the hearts of all Long Islanders, Jay Black, live in concert at the Capital One Bank Theater at Westbury, November 1st. We'll see you there.
Come a little bit closer to the Wiseman and Frank. Come a little bit closer.